We can always stop it. Yo!
What's up? What's
going
up?
Hey, guys.
What's up?
What's
Hey.
going on? This is the
Hey.
Regulars Podcast. My name is Brian, a.k.a.
BOC.
BOC.
Yeah, BOC, I guess. I'm joined by two fellow bar people. James, who's been in the bar business for like what, 10 years?
10 fucking years. man.
10 fucking years.
Yeah.
Why haven't you killed yourself?
I'm just waiting for a good rope.
Yeah, get good rope. Yeah, get one of those fucking wrist bracelets like I have. I can always look at my wrist and be like, yeah, I could always fucking hang myself. And my other buddy, Jimmy
Yeah.
D, the doctor.
Yeah.
Dot clock.
He was in the bar
Yeah.
business for a bit, and then he switched over, sold his soul, and became a bond trader.
Yeah, I tapped out. I took the money and I ran.
I wish I did
And
the same.
now I just sit on the other side of the rail
Yeah.
and I
Now he's like a Ran. He
Have a
sends
drinking
fucking,
problem.
he shoots fake missiles at fucking U.S. bases. We're not going to talk about politics,
I
obviously.
throw darts.
yeah.
Yeah. That's
Just
right.
like the United States.
That's right. Fucking U.S. dimes.
I'm not gonna say who, but some people better watch the fuck out.
Yeah, we're here to talk to you about all the things you always wondered about working in bars, being in bars, just like these fucking questions that just weigh on you.
Everything
and,
you don't
and some
see.
questions that don't weigh on you at all.
Yeah, but maybe they will weigh on you now. Because, it's important shit, dude. This is important shit. This is really just for people who have either been in the bar business or been in bars, really, because
Exactly.
it's pretty much for everybody. This is
You're gonna be able to get both sides on all the issues.
both
here.
sides of the confessional.
Yeah.
You got the priest and you got the fucking
God, that was terrible.
cretin.
Yeah, I am a cretin.
Priest and sodomite, both inside this friggin' podcast right now.
Coming at you.
Yeah, I mean, this is where we
Coming
are.
at us like the
we
end
are-
of days.
I gotta set the stage here, guys.
I'm sorry. We ruined this.
We are in the midst of dry January.
Well, all right.
It
Before we start talking about these fucking retards who are doing dry January, we're the regulars.
I already
Subscribe
said
to our podcast. Check us out on social media at regulars_pod on Instagram and regulars_pod on Twitter.
Yeah.
that. That's
and,
right. And we'll probably be just
Give us a follow.
yeah.
Shout us out. Give
Take
us
a
a
look.
thumbs up if you like what you hear.
Yeah, if you ever get like a fucking something on your check that you don't like, just fucking tag us,
Yeah.
Hashtag
Yeah, hashtag regulars.
regulars pod
Yeah.
or regulars.
Hashtag regulars.
Hashtag
We're gonna
regulars.
figure out.
hashtag
We're gonna
regulars.
figure out the hashtag. Don't worry
Hashtag
about that,
regulars.
guys.
Hashtag regulars
It's a new
pod. Hashtag
podcast.
fuck you.
Tag us at regulars
That's
underscore
right.
pod.
We're actually taking over the hashtag fuck you because this is
taking it back
sometimes it's just really it gets upsetting, but
because sometimes people just need to be told fuck you,
it's important.
like these people who are deciding to do dry January.
Oh my
Yeah.
god, guys!
If I knew where they'd lived, I'd find them and tell them to go fuck themselves.
That's
Just
right.
tell them fuck you.
Yeah,
I don't need to
I would get
hear
a
about it.
syringe filled with fucking Bacardi, and I would just stick it in their necks. Be like, get back to your fucking bar, or I will inject this.
It's
whole
not like
fucking thing in you."
dry January makes you a better person
Yeah,
anyway.
you're not a better person.
No.
Okay, and you know what? Everyone at the gym who had been there all year long fucking hates you.
Oh my god, they're the worst.
Yeah. James
Now-
does because he works out. We don't work out, but James does.
It's the
I'm
worst
not going to
month.
be hypocritical here. I did sober October because
You were
I
an
mean,
addict.
technically, but yeah, I had a really, really, really epic summer.
Yeah.
And I was just about ready to fucking get back off the fucking wagon, call up a guy from Spanish Harlem, and go have a fucking party with my fucking nostrils wide open, if you know what I'm saying. So I needed to take a little time out and get my fucking head together. So I started a podcast with these fucking retards.
Yeah, it was a
I
mistake
gotta
on your
stop
part.
calling people retards. I know it's a bad habit. I love everybody.
I don't know why you need to justify saying retard. It's a medical term, and there's nothing wrong
That's
with
the
that.
official medical term. No.
I'm not so sure about that.
It is legitimate
You
term.
should ask a doctor to be on the podcast
actually,
and confirm
I
that.
think you are right
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah, I am right about that. I wouldn't say anything that was false on this podcast.
We're not
You're
liars.
you're a
'Cause
bartender.
I've been
Yeah.
in the bar business for like fucking 14 years, almost 15 years, and yeah, I know what I'm talking about. Obey me.
Yeah.
Bartenders have wisdom that is often underrated or overlooked.
Very, and sometimes for good reason, because there's a lot of
There's a lot of shitbag bartenders
Yeah, there's
out
a
there.
lot of shitbag bartenders that are like fucking try to take your girlfriend when you go to the bathroom. We are not those.
Well, you had kind of a shitty bartender today, didn't you? You had like at one of the bars. She was just like apparently just really blunt and rude.
Well, sometimes I get it. I feel like I can accept like when girls are mean, because they just get hit on and abused by idiots. But sometimes people just have bad days. And it's like you're expected to perform and hit that mark every single time that you're like behind the bar, and sometimes you're just like fuck off. Like you don't know what's going on in their lives. She may have just fucking broke up with a girlfriend. She, because I assumed she was a lesbian. 'Cause she was really fucking mean. Yeah. But like she wasn't like she didn't cuss me out or anything. Just one of those like, hey, like what scotch do you have? And she's like, it's right over there. And I'm like, okay.
All right. I'll just go fuck myself.
Yeah. I'm like, hey, can I get one of these cocktails? She's like, not after 5. Not after 5 p.m. I was like, okay. Yeah, because they have like early like brunch cocktails.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Different menus. I was just gonna say like,
Yeah, but I mean, there's like a
it's
way.
too busy
that,
after
like,
5.
I understand.
Come on.
You don't know me, and like you just assume that I'm a fucking
Jabroni.
degenerate fucking strawberry. So it's like you don't know what's going on. So like you could be a dick to me, and that's fine, and I'll accept it because in some weird way I feel like I deserve it. Not much of a
Do you
weird
consider
way.
yourself a strawberry
No,
and not a fucking grapefruit?
I'm more of a pineapple.
Yeah, you're definitely a pineapple.
You're a pineapple,
Yeah,
100%.
I feel like I'm a pineapple.
Yeah.
Is that a callback to our last episode?
I don't remember what we talked about. I was fucking hurting.
Talked about pineapple juice. You don't remember that?
No.
Oh my god.
No.
Jesus
I
Christ.
don't remember what happened last week. Did we meet last week?
We were a bunch
Were
of
we here?
skeletons.
And
in
by
a
the
room.
way,
We were shells of
This
humans.
episode might be released like before that last episode, so we don't know.
We don't know.
What episode are you guys talking about? These are
We're probably gonna. That one's probably gonna come out first.
Jimmy referenced a pineapple that no one knows what we're talking about because the episodes go out of
They
order.
will. They will.
yeah.
They're gonna know the pineapple. Just fucking wait.
They'll
for it.
they'll fucking hear about the pineapple.
We should move on from pineapples and talk about dry January, which is really just upsetting because you are ruining lives.
Yeah.
By, like thinking that you're being a better person by not going out on the weekdays and drink.
I still need money, so please come into the bar.
Exactly. The holidays are the most expensive time for everyone, including bar workers.
Yeah, and so right after the holidays,
You should
is
go
a good time to
drink.
go drink. I did my duty and like freaking went out today. I didn't need to go out today in the middle of the week, but I did because I'm a good person, and
I did
just
my due diligence.
fucking had to spend
Due
had to spend
diligence
money.
this week. Fuck. That's a hard word to say sometimes.
It's really not.
Diligence.
Yeah,
Due diligence.
due diligence.
Due diligence. Due diligence. Due diligence.
You'll get it.
Deteriorated. That's where this podcast is.
that is absolutely true.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, basically, like, I don't understand why people feel the need to pick 1 month out of the year to maybe think that stop when they stop drinking that they're going to be a better person. You're not a better person. You're ruining lives and not fucking helping us pay our fucking rent, and everybody hates you.
Well, it's just like when I see all the white girls who try to drink like a lemon water or their mint fucking thing.
Don't be a racist because there's a whole myriad of girls that do this.
that just drink water, like they'll drink like a mint water at work and be like, "Oh, my body's like cleansing." It's like it didn't
Yeah.
change that you downed
cultural thing,
15
not a race
vodka
thing.
sodas on Saturday.
Yeah,
Like it didn't change anything.
right. but it's not just white girls. Okay, there are Asian girls that do that. There are black girls that do
Everyone
that.
needs
Maybe.
to hydrate.
There are Indian girls that do that.
Yeah, hydrate through Tito's. It's fine. It's the same.
Yeah, or just like fucking,
Soda water.
Yeah, I had a guy come in yesterday and he drank nothing but club soda the whole time he was there, and everybody made fun of him for it, and he felt like a dirtbag.
That's been mean.
Later on, we found out that he's a recovering alcoholic.
No, he killed himself. No, I'm just kidding. I haven't talked to him today, but I assume he did not.
He's
kill
probably
himself.
dead.
Yeah, whatever. Well, I'll get over it. It's not like he was really spending money anyway.
Because he got soda water the entire time.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Yeah. And
Do
then
you
he
charge
just-
for soda water?
Typically, if they're regular, no. But like, he definitely just fucking walked out without even like leaving a tip. I mean,
Oh, dick.
yeah, I gave you fucking ice, soda water, and a lime. Give me fucking money, you shitbag. Like it does.
Took a bunch of stuff for free.
Yeah, like yeah. Can you go into fucking any Dwayne Reed and get a free soda water? No, you can't. So fuck off and give me $1.
They'll send the cops.
Let alone
the
can
cops
you get
probably
a
Give me
shoot you.
$1.
poured soda water with ice and a twist
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, that's work.
with service. I mean, Jesus, what kind of animals are these people?
they're the worst kind.
They're the people that do dry January.
They're fruit bats.
They're fruit bats.
Yeah.
The only excuse, I mean, even the recovering alcoholics, they know to fucking tip when they're in a bar because they've been in a fucking bar before.
Yeah, because they're probably going to end up killing themselves anyway, and they don't need the money where they're going anyway. So, like, just might as well just spend it.
Yeah, can't bury it with you.
That's pretty dark.
But that's why you shouldn't do dry January.
Yeah,
just
that is
spend your
why.
money.
Okay? Why be a recovering? Why can't you just have self-control and just drink, like, just moderate your drinking, okay?
Yeah.
You can come to my bar and have 1 beer instead of 15. That's all I'm saying. Why do you need to just, like, not drink at all? Just so you, like, oh, it's an accomplishment. It's like running fucking marathons. I'm sick of fucking people bragging about running marathons because, like, you're not even running. You're walking half the time, okay?
Yeah.
Everyone gets a medal, and I'm sick of fucking people getting medals for shit that, like, doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
And a tirade for now.
that was a pretty good soapbox.
I
over there.
disagree with you on the marathon thing there. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that one's pretty good.
No, fuck you. Just because, your sisters do it? Like, get over yourself.
Well, I mean, people who do good in it rather than people who do bad in it.
No,
I
yeah,
feel.
obviously, like the fucking 3 Kenyans who win every year. Like,
No,
yeah,
not even just
they
those guys.
are-
I mean,
they
like
are
people
fucking
who run it in like
athletes.
3 hours or
No,
like
I don't fucking care.
whatever.
Nope. Sorry.
That's pretty fucking.
Yeah, and you know what?
I
It's not
can't
even
do that.
running. Yeah, because why would you?
I can't
Okay?
run
I
to
would never.
anything.
Yeah, why? The first person that ran a marathon died. Like, that should explain why you shouldn't do those things.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's
Like,
actually true. I
it's
never
true.
really thought about that.
Yeah.
I mean, he got the message though.
Didn't
That
the
was
Greeks
whole
get
thing.
conquered anyway?
Yeah, but everyone gets
Did they get conquered? I thought they fought back.
No, they warned them. He warned them, and then they fucking survived that battle or whatever. I don't know. The Greeks were fucking badass.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
mean,
they've also
unlike-
gotten conquered at multiple points in history as well.
Unlike the Greeks today. No,
It's
I'm
because
just
they were very.
I'm kidding. I know a couple Greeks that are pretty fucking cool people. Okay, I'm just saying that. Like, I don't brag about my heritage. There's no reason for you to brag about yours.
I mean, I live in Astoria. That's like the Greek part of New York City.
yeah, they do make a goddamn falafel.
Yeah, they make really good food actually.
Yeah, sure.
Hey, give me a gyro.
Big fan of a gyro.
Yiddo.
Gyro.
A big fan of lamb. Big fan.
I like the lamb a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they make good lamb.
Yeah.
Tzatziki all over my tits.
That's right. That's right.
Hell yeah.
We should rename the podcast that.
Tzatziki all over my tits.
Yeah, we'll start printing out T-shirts.
All right, well, everybody, welcome to Tzatziki all over my tits.
Just
Today we're
fucking
gonna talk about
black
lamb
T-shirts, black T-shirts
and
with
chicken.
like, just like tzatziki sauce like on it.
And
like
fucking
somebody came on your
Yogurt.
tits. Start calling you Yogi. Yogi Yorgi.
Yogi Tzatziki.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fucking Yogi Berra over here, jerking off tzatziki sauce all over these tits.
I don't even have a response to that. There's so much imagery going on in my head. I'm just like, what the fuck?
it's been a long, I've been drinking.
There's nothing dry about that.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't. I really can. I get just a little. I don't understand what your guys' take on like. Do you agree that like taking January off from drinking or stuff? Like, if you do heroin and you're like, you know what, I'm gonna take January off. Like, that's something I'm gonna do. Great, fucking do it. If you rape and you're like, you know what, January, I'm not gonna rape. Like, you know what, it's gonna be hard. Because there's a lot of fucking runners preparing for a marathon. Like,
There's a lot of people who are running at 4 o'clock in the morning on the East River.
You know what? I feel kind of rapey today. I'm gonna take a break from rape. But if you're fucking giving up drinking, like, it's the most like asinine thing to give up. It's like, you know what? I'm gonna give up like, something. Think of insert anything that's ridiculous and that everyone does and is okay with and is socially acceptable. Like, why are you giving it up? Why can't you just have a little more self-control and maybe not get fucked up every night? There are people that come into my bar and they get wasted every night of the week. Not wasted, but they get pretty fucked up. They got
a handful of drinks in them.
Yeah, like 6, 7 beers. I feel like, if you're drinking 6, 7 IPAs in a night or like 6, 7 fucking vodka sodas, you're like, that's a pretty good size. And
it's not necessarily healthy.
No, but they get home and they wake up. They get home at like fucking 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. and they wake up at 7 to be at work and they work their fucking shit job and they finish and then they come back to my bar every day. And they operate, like those people are a special breed and they're great,
Yeah.
But
if you can actually operate on like
on that sleep schedule,
medium high to high level,
I mean,
on that sleep schedule,
that's
gotta hand it to you.
what being a bartender is like, there's like if you've ever a clopening,
Oh yeah, Clopens.
Klonopin?
Closing the bar and then having to be
open.
back in like 3, 4, 5 hours to open the bar again.
They are
just disregard what I said.
They are painful.
Yeah,
I've done a few of them.
They are brutal.
Yeah,
and it's they do that every week.
I did a Clopen when I first moved to New York City at this shitty like first bar job I had, and they didn't even realize that I was doing a Clopen. I was like, guys, this fucking sucks. Like, I'm closing the bar at 4 a.m. and I have to be back here at 9. And so I just asked my boss in the night, I was like, can I just sleep downstairs? He's like, yeah, just sleep like in the party room. So I literally just had my stuff and I literally just turned off the lights and went to bed and then woke up 4 hours later and literally just went right into brunch.
You didn't shower or brush your teeth? Ew.
No, I brushed my teeth. I had
Ew.
that in the fucking. I didn't shower.
Just kidding.
You didn't brush your teeth.
Yeah.
Brush that mouth.
Fucking dirty whore mouth.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's honestly awful.
We've all slept in the bar.
I had to sleep at a bar for a. There was a snowstorm a couple years back where like the trains were shut down, and me, a manager, and a bar back slept in the bar. And we woke up the next day to work brunch, and it was disgusting and awful. And didn't even get a fucking thank you because I worked for a bunch of shitbag owners. And we could do a whole episode about shitbag owners.
Yeah, that's very true.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah, like just ungrateful, awful people. But you know what? We still fucking did it, and I was still drinking in January. Okay?
Yeah.
As you should be.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to me why. Like why it's awful. Like why can't people just have a little more self-control and just go out like maybe if you're going out fucking 6, 7 days a week, you need to like reel that in a little bit. Like I will concede that.
Yeah.
But if you're only coming out like twice a week and you're fucking like, oh, you know what? I'm just not going to drink during the week. Like, fuck you. Like, come on. You don't have problems that you want to come and talk to me about? Like, love to hear them.
Yeah.
You
I
know?
got the game on. You could sit and watch.
Yeah, come talk to me about this guy I work with. He sits at the desk next to me and he keeps hitting on me. Like, I just don't understand. Like, he's a nice guy, but I just, he follows, like, people jogging on the bike path in Central Park, and I just don't understand.
Brian, I'd appreciate if you don't tell my stories on the podcast in that voice.
Well, I wasn't going to use your name, but now that your name,
I mean,
you know,
it's just disrespectful.
well, almost as disrespectful as people who fucking do dry January. You know, people.
You just can't let it go.
Yeah,
Can you?
people who rape are less disrespectful than people who do dry January.
That's a
That's a bold
stretch.
statement.
That's a
okay,
stretch
okay,
for
okay,
comment. If I've ever
okay,
heard
that's-
one.
But when you
Okay.
really break it down,
You know, I just want to say that's not complete. I don't necessarily believe that, but you know, I feel like part of me wants to, because you know, at least like I don't know.
The
I
hate
don't know
in your
how many
heart
people.
is
How many
equal for
how many
both.
rapists go out to bars? You know, that's a good question. You know,
I don't know.
Probably
I've
a
never
lot.
taken
if
that
a
poll.
rapist comes to my bar and gives me money,
probably
like-
more than we think.
like
Yeah,
if he
a lot more.
if he tips me really well, like is that better than like somebody who does not rape, who does a dry January, who you know
and doesn't tip you.
and doesn't tip me? Like that's a serious question.
You're like, that guy?
you know,
He's
like
a
that's
nice guy.
you know,
That
like
is
who's
a-
a better person? Like I mean, obviously, socially speaking, the person who rapes is a terrible person, and nobody on this podcast condones rape. It's awful. Okay, but
We do not condone dry January either.
we do not condone dry January. And I feel like that, you know, I don't mean, you know, I can agree that like, you know, like I don't personally know anybody that's well, I
January
do.
should be like sex.
Yeah.
Wet. Not like
Yeah.
rape.
You either be
Oh,
in a
God.
bar getting drunk
I'm sorry
or
I
doing
said that.
PCP. Do one or the other.
Yeah, I probably rank like people that do dry January. It's like my most hated people, and it's like Hitler, rapists, people that kill puppies, and then dry January people.
I don't know.
Those
because
are
sometimes puppies need to die. You don't
no,
know.
no. Come on.
No, but what if they have fucking cancer or something? You know, my first job was I worked at an animal hospital, and I never put down any puppies, but
It made you drink.
Yeah, it made him drink in January. That's for sure.
Yeah, for the first couple weeks, and then it's like tying your shoe. You know,
Yeah. That means having to
Put-
choke a puppy
I
out.
was
is
putting
no
down
problem.
dogs, and then I was putting down beers. You know,
Oh
and
my
it's just
God.
like,
And then I decided, hey, why don't I stop killing all these puppies and go pour some drinks for a living?
yeah, honestly, I make more money pouring drinks for possible rapists than I do.
That's
Killing
very
puppies.
true. Actually, I can't
Technically,
disagree
that's
with
true.
that.
Yeah, I mean, I was making $6.50 an hour
Yikes.
putting down
Killing
dogs and
puppies.
cats.
Where the fuck do they pay you $6.50
You're
an hour?
you're an animal,
I was
Brian.
15.
Oh,
You know,
And who talked you into doing
got-
that?
nobody
Yeah.
did. We weren't allowed to have pets growing up.
I got
And my dad was like, I wanted a dog, and my dad was like, we have enough animals in the house. I have 3 brothers and a sister. Pretty accurate. And
You know
so
what?
I was like, you know what? I'm gonna fucking work in an animal hospital because I'm interested in animal science. And then I quickly took me 4 years, but I quickly was like, I am no longer interested in animal science.
yeah. For
I grew up in an
$6.50.
Irish Catholic house, and I heard the have enough animals already thing. As
Yeah,
well.
but your dad like was being like, you are an animal.
Yeah, you were in the house, so like he was already. There's too many animals.
Yeah, you slept in a fucking kennel. Don't act like you.
All right, Jimmy, get in your cage. Gotta go to bed.
It was
Your
a
dad had to
small
take you
box.
outside to get you to shit. You know? Don't act like you-
That's just because we were poor.
Remember,
Papa-
go in the backyard by the corner of the fence. None of this middle of the yard fucking bullshit. All right, we got neighbors coming over
You're
later.
chewing on flowers. except
That
you're doing
corner
bumps.
specifically because it's not really our property.
Yeah, yeah. We put the fence a little bit over the neighbor's line. That's the corner
Yeah.
you're shit in.
But yeah, I mean,
Fuck
it's,
those
It's
guys.
fucking. I don't know if anyone else has a tangent, but dry January, you're basically rapists. We're not gonna be able to release this podcast.
No way. No, we're going straight to
I don't
jail.
even. I had no plan to even talk about stuff like that.
Is there
but
some speed
yeah.
dial lawyers we can get?
there are a couple lawyers that come to the bar, and apparently they're killers.
Are they really? Is just like they're killing the bar industry for the whole month.
No, like you
Yeah.
don't understand. Like, how am I supposed to? How am I supposed to drink in January and February if you
you're
don't
not
give me
drinking.
money to give me fucking money? Like,
Yeah.
bartenders. I feel like I've gotten better, but when I got into it, I was not the most fiscally responsible individual.
No, you
But-
get handed a bunch of cash. What are you supposed to be fiscally responsible about?
Yeah, I mean, I got into several extracurricular activities.
Oh yeah.
Super into fucking shooting bows and arrows right now, guys. You have no idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We
That's
love
a
that shit.
Expensive hobby, but we love it.
Yeah, So like,
Flinging sticks.
Flinging sticks.
yeah, it's the
We'll
only-
probably wind up doing a whole podcast about that one too.
right.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Shooting rapists with bows and arrows.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why we do it.
That's what
Just
we
to
do.
shoot rapists.
That's right.
You get the 20% tip from them, and then you bow them in the back.
Exactly.
That's right. No, yeah, you don't know. Maybe 30%.
Maybe 30%. They might
Yeah.
be good tippers.
Yeah, I don't know how good some of these people, how good tippers some of these fucking guys were.
Well, it's like
You
anytime-
you don't know. It's not like
don't
you
know.
meet somebody and you're like, you're a rapist. Well, I mean, occasionally you meet a guy
Well,
or two that's like,
It's like the same scenario where like someone like
Some
shoots
girls
up
are pretty
something
rapey. I don't wanna
and,
be
and they'll be
sexist
like,
here.
that was my neighbor. Like he was the nicest guy. Like he always helped us out. And then he went and murdered 20 people with a fucking AR-15.
I know there was a neighbor of the BTK killer that said that he was a fucking shitbag, which I thought
really?
was funny. Yeah, I watched an interview.
It was like, no, I knew he'd do that shit. He was a fucking piece
yeah,
of
he's
shit.
like, that guy's a fucking dirtbag. Like,
Good on
I
that one
knew
random neighbor.
yeah.
I
yeah.
get sick and tired of that. Like, oh, they were so nice. I can't believe they did this. Blah, blah, blah.
I know.
Bullshit. Yeah.
So it's almost like if they're too nice, they're like but it's funny because you don't think about that when somebody tips you really well. It's like if somebody
Yeah.
tips you really well, my first instinct isn't like, is this guy a serial killer?
yeah, no, it's the anti.
But of course, I don't know, like,
I'm like, is this guy a banker?
yeah. I mean, this guy just literally balls, and he fucking loves to take care of. He loves to impress. Like, there's a guy who comes in my bar, and he's like, he doesn't. I don't know if he can, like, if he actually can't like read because he's so wasted. But like every time I give him his check, he's like, "What's that say?" And he always says it in front of like the guy he's hanging out with, and he's like, "What's that say?" And I'm like, it's like $70," and he's like, $50, write 50, whatever. And I'm like, oh, thank you. And I just write it. And I'm like, fuck yeah. And I close him out. But I feel like he says it just for the other guy to know that he's like a good tipper, you know? Because people actually ask me, and we'll get into that a bit, but like, people ask about tipping like all the fucking time. And we'll get in that later today. But
I was gonna say this reminds me of a guy that I know.
go on.
A guy who's guy comes in. He would come into the bar all the time. Friends with the owner of the bar.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah. And he was always a good. I mean, he was always an excellent tipper.
Yeah.
Like tips you at least 100% every time. Sometimes he forgets, he closes tabs, and then he's just throwing cash at you. But it's like that's the. It's not the epitome of the friend of the owner. It's the ideal. It's like
Yeah.
usually you get guys who come in who say like, "Oh, yeah, I'm friends with the owner. Like, open me a tab." Like, and then ordering drinks left and right, order beers, order shots. Like, give me a martini. Blah blah blah. $200, $300 check. Next thing you know, they're like, "Oh, like you're not like." It's like, "Oh my god, how did I spend this much fucking money here?" It's just like, "What, man? I thought you were friends with the fucking boss." Like,
yeah,
I mean,
like what's going on?
I mean, nobody knows who you are.
Yeah.
Nobody's come over to say hi to you, and nobody's come over and say like, "Oh, that's
Like-
whatever the fuck your name is."
Yeah, 'cause that's
Take care
Steve.
of him.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're fucking charging you full price. Like, I might buy you a fucking drink or two, but I'm not gonna go out of my way just because you know the name of the guy who fucking signs my check.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, we had that
there
happen
are fucking
when
hundreds of people. It's like, especially if you work for a guy who likes to hang out and drink and is an entertaining guy and he cares about his business and all that, yada, yada, yada. But hundreds of people will wind up knowing who this fucking guy is. And they're just like, "Oh, like, don't throw me out of here. I'm friends with Jimmy. I'm going to call him and I'm going to blah, blah, blah." Like, so I'm just going to, I have no idea where I was fucking going with this. Jesus
no,
Christ. This has been a long fucking day.
No,
I'm just going off on a fucking tirade that I have no idea where it's
we
going.
used to have that when I would work at Tao. We would have people come in all the time and be like, "Oh, I'm friends with the owner, blah blah blah." Like I know this, I know that guy, and we were just laughing because we'd just be sitting there. We're like, "Yeah, of course you know the owner. You have Google. Anybody can Google the owners of Tao. Like they're 4 dudes, and like this is the biggest restaurant group, highest profiting restaurant group in the world.
Why do
So
yeah.
it is just funny to us because we're like, no, you know what happens when you know the owner? We get a special reservation that has a mark that says friend of this guy. And we're like, oh shit, this guy actually knows him, to where the owner put in this reservation for them and marked it specifically. So then we take care of you. Not if you get a table because you made a random like fucking open table reservation and you're like, oh, I know Noah. I was like, oh really? Because he doesn't fucking know you.
It just really, it really upsets me with that bullshit, because it's like they act like they're. If you really care about like the restaurant or whatever, like you want to pay full freight. Like, you know, it's like you want to like contribute to
Support the business.
Yeah, support the business. So it's like, why the fuck would you like get upset? Like you say that expecting like maybe a couple like
It's how you know
like,
who your friends really are.
yeah, cheaper things. It's like, oh, like I know the owner, and you're like, yeah, I know him too. Like, what the fuck does like who cares? Like, so like, okay, so I'll charge you fucking full freight, and you'll be happy about it because you want to contribute to his business, and yeah, like don't, or you know, like maybe you're expecting something. I don't know what you're expecting, but
They're
like,
expecting like to have half price bill, and it's like, hey, guess what, motherfucker? When the owner actually comes in here and drinks, he's paying the whole bill. The full price. He never tells us to fucking buy back a drink for him because it's his business. You know, he wants the money
Most
on both
guys
sides.
will tell you, ring in every drink, because they're literally taking money out of one pocket and putting it in the other.
Exactly.
And if they're hanging out and they're drinking a lot and they're running up a big check, then they're just boosting the sales of their business, and they're putting an extra $1,000 into it or something whenever they're going and hanging out.
Yeah. I mean, like, why would an owner
Do that a bunch of times a year, then it's just like, hey,
exactly.
it's going to add to the value of your business.
Why would an owner even want the free drinks if the business that he owns already bought this stuff? You know, like they're not going to fucking burn one pocket anyways.
yeah, I mean, it really upsets me because like I had a guy come in who a couple weeks ago who and this totally could have been a last call story, but I'll just use it for this. But like he came in and he was just like he talked about like one of the owners like rarely comes in, and he's just not really around, and so like I feel like this guy just he was kind of cussing me out, so he wanted to say that he just had tenure or something. And he was like, oh, like I know, like his credit card was expired, and
Oh, nice.
yeah, by like 2 years, like it expired in 2018.
Good start.
And so like I was like, he only had 2 drinks, and he was there with a buddy, and he was paying for his buddy, and he was just like, hey, like can I close out? And I was like, oh yeah, no problem. And I ran his card, and it wouldn't go through. And then of course like you're about to like type it in, because you always type it in. You just want to make sure there's absolutely nothing wrong with the card.
Oh yeah, you do crazy shit. You put a plastic bag on it.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, sometimes European cards, like if you swipe them, they won't go through right away. But if you type them in, they go through. Which is, I don't know. We have to consult an expert on why the fuck that happens. But like
bring them in.
But like, yeah, bring them in. But basically, like,
We're gonna call Svensson in Europe.
I was about to type it in, and then I looked at the card, and it expired like in 2018. So I was like, "Hey, man, sorry, but like your credit card expired, and like 2018. Do you have another one?" And he was like, "You know what? You've been an asshole all night." And I'm like, "What?" Like I was like, "What do you mean? Do you have another card?" It's like a $30 tab. Like I don't understand. He was just like, yeah, you've been a real asshole. He's like, I've been coming here for a long time. I know this guy, and I know this guy, and like he named an owner, and then one of my regulars who like probably had never met before, and I was like, yeah, I know them too, but like I still need a card, and he's like,
You
know
still
what,
have
fuck
to
this
pay.
place, fuck this place.
I'm
And he
sorry that you were
started going off.
humiliated.
Yeah, like in front of nobody because it was there was
4
nobody
o'clock in the morning
Nobody
and
was paying
the place is
attention.
empty.
Nobody cared. It's like sometimes your card doesn't go through. Like fucking.
I also love that he
Be a
like
big boy about it.
he like stopped and said, "Fuck this place." Like if he knows the owner and the owner's his friend, and he went into his friend's bar and he said, "Oh, fuck this place." That's like going into your friend's house and be like, "Oh, Jimmy, fuck your apartment, you fucking."
I
piece
say
of
that all
shit."
the
You know
time.
what I mean? Like,
Let's not make a habit out of that on the podcast. It's just fucking spiking stuff in this garbage can.
No, but like it was just one of those things where like he wasn't. I barely had an interaction with this guy the whole night, and like I served him 2 rounds, and he walked. He took his beers and he walked to a table, and then like at the end he came up and just like he just fucking switched and like flipped out, and it was just super odd that like. This guy was like, I know this guy who was an owner and this guy who's a regular. And then like I actually I was like, so do I. Like I know the owner and the regular. And he's like, oh, you know the regular? And I was like, yeah, I do. I have his number right here. He's like, oh yeah, call him. I'm like, no, it's 2:30 in the morning. Why would I call him? And I'm like, but I know this about him. I know this about him. And he's like, oh yeah, does he do that for a living? And I was like, yeah, he does because I just said it. Like what? And he got mad.
Jesus.
And then he fucking shafted me on the fucking check.
nice guy.
That guy's probably a rapist, but
This reminds me of a couple
kind of hope
guys.
he is.
yeah, but at the very least, he needs to be raped. So any rapists out there who enjoy raping men
podcast?
who were in the I probably shouldn't say that because it's wrong, but
I said it.
He was a fucking tool. But like he was a total fucking douchebag, and then he like got mad, and he was so much a douchebag that his friend came up and it was like. I'm sorry, man. And he like shook my hand, and I'm like, oh, it's all right, dude. Like, don't worry about it. Like, I don't care. Like, you cannot get to me. It's fine. Like when you work in a bar, if you're a good bartender, and I'm not saying I'm good, and I'm not saying I'm not, but I've been in the business long enough where when you work in a bar, somebody could insult your entire family and say the worst things to you, and you're like, yeah, I'm sorry you feel that way. Yeah, kick rocks, pal. Get the fuck out.
It's like there's a barrier. Where it's like when you're behind the stick, it's like
yeah,
there's a force field there.
There's a little wall. That's the bar. It's the separation.
Well, mainly that wall is just me not giving a flying fuck while I'm trying to work.
Yeah, that's true.
But
yeah. You will not.
It's a metaphorical
disturb
wall.
my Zen fucking sand garden. You will not.
Because I still got to stand here for another 6 more hours.
My mind will be completely calm and fine. Because also, like, I'm not fucked up. I'm not drunk. So, like, and we could do a whole podcast about talking about drinking in bars when you're working.
Oh yeah.
But sometimes you take a shot or whatever. But anyway, like this guy was a fucking tool bag, and they ended up leaving. And then I ended up texting the next day. The guy he said was his friend came in, and the guy was like, "I haven't seen that guy in fucking like a couple years." I was like, "Yeah, well, you need to get better friends, pal." And he's like, "Well, he's not really my friend." And he was just like,
Of course.
"Yeah." He's
Shit
like,
happens.
I don't know what happened to him. Like I saw him like 2 years ago, and then like he kind of like fucking like had just disappeared.
lost
a bit.
his job.
He was
His
probably
wife
raping
left
people.
him. He's probably pretty lonely by this point.
Yeah.
Only fuck.
But like it was.
We can't release this episode.
Yeah, I mean there are tons of rapists that aren't lonely. Is all I'm saying.
Jesus.
Oh my god. Another reason we can't release this episode.
What are you talking? No, I'm not. That's not. I'm not complimenting rape. Fuck rapists. All right. Fuck rapists. I'm just saying, not like fuck them, obviously, because that's what they want,
maybe.
and they probably wouldn't want to fuck you if you wanted to fuck them.
No.
'cause- Anyway, we're not gonna be able to.
I got a good one. So this one kind of ties into friends of the owner and all the other dark shit that we probably shouldn't be talking about. So it's like this bar that I was bartending at in college. It was owned by an Albanian family
Perfect.
in a neighborhood that was
Albanian.
an Albanian kind of neighborhood. Well, I mean, it was Hispanic, Albanian, black,
So just a neighborhood.
some young college kids
Yeah.
running around. Yeah, typical neighborhood in New York.
Yeah.
but small neighborhood where the Albanian had a large kind of mafia like presence. Like they were controlling what happened over there. They owned all the bars. They controlled all the drug dealers,
Oh,
like
Jesus.
at the high level. And the people who worked at the bars, they knew all that. And so the friends of the bar, like you could tell by there were two different kinds of friends of the owner who came in. There were Irish guys from the Bronx,
Okay.
all cops.
Oh, nice.
And then there were the Albanian guys who were part of the family, all criminals.
Yeah.
and,
What a group.
and any other kind of Hispanic guy who came in who was looking for Bobby was these aren't real names, by the way, everybody. When I'm saying Jimmy and Bobby and everything, these aren't real names.
These are protecting us. This is the whole
Yeah.
Well,
Yes.
it's really protecting Jimmy because James and I have nothing to do with this story, obviously.
For the Albanian
For the
mob.
record.
True.
But anyway, yeah.
We got nothing
Anybody
against
else?
Albanians or mobs or...
You could tell the people who were
Unless
the
you do dry January and then fuck you.
And it was funny because the cops were always great tippers. But I mean, mostly Irish guys, they get the bar culture. They
Yeah.
understand. It was usually the criminals who were always looking for something for free and then never tipping.
Oh, my God.
Walking in like, okay, we're going to come pick up a package and we're going to have a couple drinks while we wait. And we're not going to pay for the drinks. Even though we're making more money than this entire fucking bar does on a weekend,
Yeah.
on a fucking Wednesday night.
Raw cash, though.
Yeah.
Wow.
What did I say?
I missed it. I missed
What
it. It
did
was a
I say?
mistake. You know, this is going to be fucking hellacious for whoever's editing.
Oh, it's not me.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you.
So anyway, Albanians.
Yeah, fuck those guys. They were terrible bar. I mean, terrible bar owners. I mean, did nothing by the book. I mean, a bunch of them wound up going to jail.
Guys, can I tell you something that really upsets me aside from fucking... Do you have a Friends of Owner story? You already told one, right?
No, yeah. I mean, like, the Tao was probably the most, like, common place we ran into the Friends of the Owner issue.
Yeah,
and
I
it was
love
just
that you
always
keep
the
saying
same.
about places you work. That's great.
Well, I used to work. I don't work there anymore.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the whole... I don't know if you guys want to get into tipping, but we could talk about tipping for a second because I've...
Brian, we
Yeah.
shouldn't talk about anything that has to do with rape anymore.
Yeah,
I'm really doing my best, guys.
Is this some kind of
Yeah.
some kind of sick rape thing that you're talking about?
No,
Yeah.
there is no
Tipping?
First of all, rape is sick, so you could just say rape. You don't need to say sick rape thing because rape is sick and it's bad, and nobody should rape.
We obviously
No one
realized
should
that
talk
he
about it
didn't
either.
put it on the
Jesus,
shelf yet.
Fuck.
Yeah. No, I'm talking about tipping, guys. Okay, and one of the things that you brought up is like, you said the Albanians who said they were gonna get drinks in a package and not tip.
Yeah, whatever kind of criminals they had coming into the bar.
Yeah, one of the things that upsets me is people who.
I mean, it was like half people who like ran pizza places and everything and who were taking money.
I don't know what people's
I don't
list.
know.
I don't know what
I don't
people's
know.
list of like worst tippers are, but for me it goes something a little like this. So it's like obviously French people, Europeans like come to the bar, they just don't fucking tip. If they tip you $5, they think that's a great tip because they're fucking idiots, and that's why, you know, they needed us in World War II.
Well, that's
And
why I
World War
autographed
I.
them.
Yeah. Also
Really?
bad tippers. Typically, and you know, like I don't want to say this about all of them, but for some reason,
We
people.
shouldn't just be making blanket generalizations
Well,
here.
that's what life's all about. All right, generalizations about people in general. But like, so yeah, but like, I'm sorry, but if you're a fucking service member, as in people who worked in the armed forces, okay, and it's Fleet Week, and you got some leave, and you go to a bar, fucking tip your bartenders. What the fuck's the matter with you? Just because, and their excuse is always like, you know what? I fucking defend your freedoms. You know, I defend your right to work here, so I don't need to tip you. My service is fucking tip enough. And I'm like, you know what? I fucking am getting you drunk, so give me fucking money, asshole.
Yeah, that
Give
and
me
also,
money.
well, I've had bad, you know, like I love the military boys, but
Firefighters.
I've had bad
Cops.
tippers, and
You're all bad tippers.
No, they're not all bad.
Not all of them. There are
Yeah.
actually some very good ones. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that like I've had many a sailor come to a bar and they
You're just
fucking-
still hurting from all these dry January people, so you're
Yeah.
taking shots at other
Everybody.
groups
No,
that
no,
don't
no.
deserve it.
No, they do deserve it because they're bad tippers, guys. Okay? They are bad tippers. Okay? Why even show up if you're not going to tip me?
Statistically, actually, women are the worst tippers. Almost, and that's
Maybe in your bar.
no. That's actually there was a New York Times article that talked about it because I don't know what it is, but men were kind of fucking idiots with our money, so we just spend it,
Or
and
maybe
we just
they're generous with their money.
well, yeah, we're generous,
about
and
that?
you know we're frugal.
Maybe because we allegedly make more money on the dollar, we're better tippers.
Maybe,
we have
maybe.
more money to spend.
and so we just tip our bartenders
we tip
40%
better.
Yeah, 30% better.
We make 29 because we make 30 or 31 cents on the
dollar?
31, yeah, they make 70.
They
So
make
that-
69.
I don't know. It's all bullshit.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't
Who
want to get
set
into
that up?
I don't want to get into politics, but I will say that you know,
The worst, actually, I've had happen in a bar that I worked at was that the people who go out to drink and they write a message about why they can't tip. And this actually happened on a receipt. This kid came in.
Where
He
else?
had
Yeah.
it was down by NYU. He had 3 Johnny Walker Black on the rocks. And then on the check after I closed him out, he wrote a message saying, "Sorry, man, I'm actually kind of poor this month. I can't tip you. I'll get you next time."
I don't give.
Are you
a
kidding me?
Fuck.
Did you ever see
Yeah.
that guy again?
No, and I hope I never fucking see that kid again. Are you fucking
only,
kidding me?
Not only do I hate people who
like your
don't
dad.
tip,
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's exactly. I mean, I hope I never see him again.
but not only do I hate people who don't tip, I hate people who write
Period.
shit on receipts.
Yeah, unless it's a number, and
Yeah, I'll
sometimes
take
it's
a
not
number.
great.
That's the
No.
only acceptable thing, and then half the time you don't fucking want the number.
No,
Yeah.
it's true.
You know, so and
Most of the
I don't
girls
want
you
to
want
take
numbers
time
from, you just don't get. You end up not
and read
getting
your
it.
fucking sappy little fucking note, even whether you're pissed off or whether you're complimenting me.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Or
What
you-
makes you think that I want to hear your fucking opinion on a fucking piece of wax paper?
Sounds like
Yeah.
someone else
There's
getting
three
fired up.
there's 3 acceptable things to put on a receipt: the tip, the total, and your fucking signature. They all need to be there.
Yeah.
It's compulsory.
Yeah.
And
Or
that's
just a
it.
tip in your signature, because I'll figure the rest out.
Well, I also,
Yeah.
I'll just figure the fucking rest of it.
Yeah.
I also
Computer does it
love,
for you.
there'd be girls who would like this happened actually at the same bar that kid left a message on. A girl left her number on the top of the receipt with a little smiley face and then tipped me $1.
Oh my God, dude.
And I was
Don't get
like,
me
if
fucking
you think
started.
I'm going to text you now for your 1% tip, it's not going to fucking happen. I don't care.
I don't care how attractive you are. If you're a shitty tipper and you fucking leave your number,
We're not hanging out.
I mean, maybe. Depends on how lonely I
Well,
am.
yeah, that's true. How
Depends on how
lonely
much
is your
money I make in
January?
January.
yes, exactly.
Yeah. But, like,
I
honestly.
need to hang out. Have you buy me some drinks?
Yeah. You're buying, and I'll tip because you're just disgusting.
Yeah, don't worry, I got it. All right.
You might be pretty on the outside, but you're gross on the inside.
But that doesn't.
But I'm still
me.
probably going to text you and find out.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it's pretty. I mean, I you get numbers sometimes, and sometimes just make sure you write your number clearly because sometimes numbers just they look like other numbers. And
Sometimes I just
And then
see
you get into this-
hieroglyphics on a fucking receipt.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like, hey,
where's the
Sarah?
bird? Where's the bird? I don't know where the bird is on my phone.
Yeah.
Get into some funny predicaments
this
that way.
move, this yeah. But like yeah, but yeah, like I had a girl who gave me her number while she was on a date, and it was great.
Oh, that's the
Yeah.
best.
That's always funny.
I
Yeah.
know, and I'm sad that we never actually connected because I did end up texting because I was like I was trying to actually read her number and I was like, is that a 7? And like her date came back and she's like, yeah, it's a 7. And I'm like, okay, sorry, and I like walked away and then like they had their date and walked away. I texted her and she's like, you probably think I'm a whore, and I was like, no, I don't.
Just sound like you're having a bad date.
Yeah, it sounds like you haven't. No, but seriously, it
Your
sounds
Bumble date didn't go that well, I
I know.
guess.
I know. Like I actually feel it's one of those things where whenever people come in and they're on a date, I kind of I try to just maintain eye contact with the guy because like I don't want to like make things weird and stare at his like date.
Yeah, that's very true.
As attractive as the girl is, I'll just stare at the guy, and
Because he's paying.
I'd rather her think
Yeah.
I'm gay than him think that I'm trying to take his fucking girl.
Because at the end of the day, he's tipping
I'm
you.
just trying to take
Yeah.
his credit card and take his money.
Yeah, because that's what it's all about. Give me that fucking money, especially in January, because people don't come out in January. It's the slowest season. It's the slowest fucking month of the year in restaurants.
Still got like
bars.
3 weeks to go, guy.
God damn it! I'm gonna have to fucking walk home.
That's a long walk for you.
Yeah, I hope I don't get raped by some good tipper.
Oh man, he still hasn't dropped the
I'm sorry, I can't.
Haven't
help
put it to
myself.
bed yet,
I
huh?
can't. No, you don't get put to bed when you're raped.
Well, maybe if they drugged you.
Well, there's no. Yeah, there's they drug you. That's disgusting. How dare you?
Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
Get Cosby.
It's also a callback to last episode.
Yeah, I was gonna say we mentioned Bill Cosby a lot.
Yeah,
on our
or the next
couple
episode.
episodes.
Who knows when these episodes will be released?
Maybe the next episode just titled Bill Cosby, and
Yeah.
it's just us just talking
This
for an hour.
episode should just be titled fucking, I don't know, Harvey Weinstein.
If you
or
use
something.
Yelp, you're a rapist.
Yeah. Yelp equals rape equals dry January equals running marathons.
It should be tried January. Is rape.
Dry marathons. That's what it should be called.
Dry
Because
marathons.
people stop bragging about fucking running marathons. It's
Well,
disgusting.
Don't they even give you a beer at the end of the marathons? I believe I've had races where they just give you a beer at the end. So technically, your dry January is bullshit if you're just drinking a beer at the end of the marathon that you are doing dry January.
I think
Who's running marathons in January?
I don't know when marathons are. We're not fucking shitbags who run marathons, Jimmy.
Yeah. I'd have to Google it.
I just think people who do dry January are the same kind of people who
Run
make
marathons
New Year's
and rape.
resolution.
I'm sorry.
You gotta fucking stop it.
Yeah.
Listen, I understand that once we fucking dove into that, then we had no choice but to run with it
I know.
and to make fun of it.
I grabbed your ankles and I pulled you in with me. I apologize.
I know.
I apologize to everybody.
and I didn't give you consent.
Yeah, and my name is Jimmy.
So Jesus Christ.
I guess we're all hiring lawyers after this episode.
But yeah, people who do dry January are just the same kind of people who make New Year's resolutions and don't keep them. So it's just like you're a liar.
Yeah.
So
Well, yeah, everyone
come back to the bar.
lies.
Come back to the fucking
But like,
dark side.
why do you have to like give up drinking? Like, you know what? I'm gonna give up drinking, but I'm gonna keep doing coke.
Yeah,
You know?
that's exactly how they are.
Yeah, it's exactly how they are.
Those are
I
sick
couldn't
people.
give up coke. Coke's not my problem. It's the drinking.
Yeah.
You know what it is? It's
It's
too
the
much.
booze.
It's too much coke. That's what it is. And I only do too much coke when I drink. So if I
So,
give up drinking,
I'm
I'll
giving
do,
up cocaine.
I'll do less cocaine. I'm not giving up cocaine. I'll do less cocaine.
No, that's 100%.
Yeah,
Brian, you sound like you're on cocaine.
I know. And
Yeah.
I've never done cocaine because I'm not a bad person. I've never been arrested.
Well, that makes
One of
us.
you.
Yeah, I just feel like giving up like something that like is fucking meaningless as drinking. Like obviously, you know, I'll tell you what, if you've had like fucking 3 DUIs in the past 6 months, yeah.
You should probably give up drinking. Holy
Definitely
shit.
give up drinking.
But do it forever.
yeah, and give up January through January, like do the whole
Yeah.
fucking
I actually have a funny side note. There was
Do
a,
it dry 2020.
when I was working as a bartender in college, a young kid, this guy that I worked with, you know, we worked every like Thursday night for like a blues night at this bar in the South. And one of the nights he was like, hey, well, like James, where do you live at? And I was like, I told him my address. And he was like, dude, that's a fucked up part of town. Like, do you drive? And I was like, no, I don't have a car here because like I don't want to keep it at college. He was like, oh, here, I'll give you a ride home. And like he was. I was like, do you think you're good to drive? You had like a couple beers. And he was like, yeah, man, like I've only had like a couple DUIs. And I was like, wait, what?
Wait a second.
And he was just,
I said beers.
yeah, I said beers, not DUIs. How many DUIs do you have? He's like,
Oh, I got a couple of those too.
he was like, well, I have 5 because the 6th one is pending. And I was like, wait, what? let me
How
out
are
right
you
now.
still on the street?
Yeah, I was like, wait, let me out of your
He's
fucking
like, they're
car.
all in different
He was like, no,
states.
yeah. He said that he was like, there's like 2 in South
Jesus
Dakota,
Christ.
1 in Mississippi, and then the one that's in Florida is still pending. And I'm just like,
Oh my God.
let me out of your car. What are you? This is a fucking
Who's giving
psychopath.
rental cars in all these places that you're driving into people?
Yeah, wait, what? Like it just
Sick
blew
bastard.
my mind. Fucking crazy animal.
Well, I mean, did he get you home safe? Like that's.
Well, yeah,
important.
the
Well,
one
obviously,
time, the one
'cause
and
you're
only
here.
time I ever took a ride from him, and then after that, I was like, hell no,
Well, you
I'm
know
never
what?
getting in a car with him.
Was it
again.
bad?
No, he got me back pretty good, but I know that it was better that way than me walking because like that block was so bad. I had prostitutes out front of my apartment every night, and fucking
Sounds like a great block to be.
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that.
the first week I moved in, there was a dude who got he got jumped because he didn't pay one of the prostitutes, so the gang fucking jumped him and beat the shit out of him in the street, and then they blocked off the street, and I don't know if he died, but there was a lot of blood on the pavement, and I was just like, wow. I just moved into this apartment. This is not a good place to live.
One of the
well,
apartments
was it
that I
safe
lived
after
in,
that?
No, it just keep getting worse.
Well,
one of the apartments that I lived in that same neighborhood with the Albanians and the Irish cops, came out of my apartment around like 11 p.m. on 4th of July. Thought there were people who were just setting off fireworks, yada, yada, yada. And I had heard sirens and I had seen flashing lights because I lived on the first floor and I could see that there was some shit going on outside. I figured people were just causing a commotion as usual in the neighborhood. And I go out to go grab some more beers, and there is a huge pool of blood outside my front door of my apartment.
God.
And I was like, I guess those weren't fireworks.
No.
And I guess those were probably stray bullets.
I mean, we used to joke at the college parties, and it's kind of fucked up. But like when we were in college, because it was such
still
a bad
could have been
area,
fireworks.
It could have been fireworks.
I don't know who does that with fireworks though.
Yeah, maybe they blew off their fucking fingers.
That's
You don't
true.
know.
That's
It's
true.
true.
We could have done that. But we used to be able to tell who the freshmen were at college because when the gunshots would go off, like in the distance of the ghetto, all the fucking freshman kids would drop to the ground, and we would just be sitting there being like, "Get up! They're not shooting at us. It's fine. Like, don't worry about it." And it's just fucking. I don't know. It was just a weird thing that we were so used to. It was fucking just gunfire all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that sounds like people who like don't drink enough. Maybe if they had a couple more drinks, they'd calm down. Maybe like fucking smoke some weed and fucking relax. You know, it's like people who give up smoking cigarettes but still smoke spliffs. Like it doesn't make sense. Doesn't make any fucking sense.
I just want that little bit of nicotine.
Sometimes
high.
you just need a taste.
No, yeah, and I get it, but like either give it up
But you're still addicted.
if you if you have to fucking give it up like for fucking court reasons or whatever, then give it up. That's great. I don't think that drinking is the answer to everything, but it's the answer to a lot of things. And you know, I feel like
Coming home
it's
from a
not
hard
the
day's
enemy.
work,
It's not the enemy. Is all I'm
Having a-
saying. Okay.
cold beer,
Should tell that to Josh.
drink
Gordon.
responsibly, everybody. Maybe that's the way that
Can't
we
stop
should close the
fucking smoking
podcast all the time. Drink responsibly.
Drink
Yeah.
responsibly.
Yeah. You should be drinking when you listen to this podcast. Obviously.
We
Well,
are.
we do every time.
Yeah. I'm half in the bag.
Half in
Same.
the bag.
Same.
I'm only on my like fourth. I think I'm good.
Well, it's a good thing it's last call.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are we? Anybody got some good stories?
I got yelled at by a woman.
I'm sure you deserved it.
No, it was something that was just wildly out of my control. Which is, of course, like when you're getting fucking screamed at,
Yeah.
it's something that's wildly out of your control at the
Yeah.
bar. But she came sprinting in and was looking. She's like, "Did anybody turn in a fur?" And I was like, "A what?" And she was like, "A fur, like a fur like thing." And I was like, "What,
furry,
what
a
are
guy
you
who
even talking
throws
about?
a
Are you talking about
costume
like a fur jacket?" And she was like, "No, it's like a scarf, like a fur. It was right. I was sitting right. I just left 10 minutes ago." And I was like, "No one's turned in. I mean, go look. Like no one's turned the shit in." She looked. She was like, well, I need to know where this fucking fur is because it was fucking expensive. And I was like, okay, I mean, like, I don't know I don't know what happened to it. Like, I'm not watching it. She's like, I need to speak to your manager. And I was like, it's 3 a.m. It's just me here. Like, you'll have to come back tomorrow. She was like, okay, well, tell your fucking manager that I'm going to file a fucking report and I want these cameras fucking checked. Okay.
Where is she filing a report?
Fuck if I know. I have no idea. File a report with
Call the
who?
cops?
No, she probably called the owner. She's like, I'm a friend of the owner. I'm going to file a report. and I
Your
like
bartender stole my fur.
but she like was basically like accusing me and my bar back of stealing her fur for whatever reason that I'm going to tout around Midtown with a fucking fur. And then I just texted my manager. She came in the next day and actually had them look at the camera. And you know what happened? She walked out with it. The first time she left the bar, when she actually closed out her check, she was wearing the fur. But she came running into my bar, cursing me out at 3 a.m. over something she didn't even lose at my bar and accused us of stealing it.
Yeah, we should
Wait
be
a second, so
surprised by
she-
this.
She left.
She lost it at another bar.
At another bar, but thought she lost it at my bar, and then accused us of holding it away from her.
Oh, so she never even came in with it the second time.
Yeah, no, the second time she
Obviously,
didn't have. No,
because
yeah. She lost it at the
she
other
lost
bar.
it at the other bar.
I got
Yeah.
it.
So
I
she
got
had it
now.
when she left,
Yeah.
and she came back and accused.
And she lost
him.
it at some fucking other place up the street or something like that, but came back
Gotcha.
and fucking cursed me out at 3 a.m, demanding
James,
that she's going to file a
I
report.
What
have-
nerve.
James, I have an important question.
What's up?
Did you steal that fur?
No.
No.
I'd steal a lot of other things, but not that.
Yeah.
Brian, don't even do it.
I'm not. Jimmy, do you have a story? Moving
Steal
on.
your fur,
Move
Brian.
along.
Steal your fur.
Yeah. I mean, hashtag steal my fur.
Oh my God.
There it is,
what
ladies
are you
and
guys
gentlemen.
talking about? I'm talking about fucking theft.
I mean, it was a nice fur.
Theft
apparently.
of decency. That's what that's what this episode should be called, because people fucking do dry January. They fucking talk about how they're friends with the owner while they're shitbags. And I got a story for you too. I don't
Go
know.
for
Do you
it.
have a story? Do you want to hear my story?
I
Go
guess
ahead.
so.
Because
Go.
I feel like I brought this up earlier, but not on air. It actually happened to me last night, where I had a lady come to my bar. Anybody who comes into a bar and drinks martinis are definitely trying to get drunk. Obviously,
the
they're
psychopaths.
Obviously,
Yeah.
no, they're not
No.
psychopaths. No.
I
People
love
drink
martinis.
People, well, you are a psychopath. But
Yeah, that doesn't defend the argument
that's-
whatsoever.
Fair enough.
You're not helping your case.
Fair
okay?
enough.
But people who drink martinis, people who drink Manhattans, great. I think you're fucking solid. You're just trying to get a little fucked up. Great. You had a tough day. You have a tough life. You know, we're all just waiting to die. I get it. But this woman was on her second martini, and she like walked up to this, like, basically a couple guys came up and like were chatting her up, because there's literally a lot of people think the bar I work at's a gay bar, because there's really not a whole lot of talent walking around.
And it's just you.
And I literally just play like Celine Dion on repeat over and over again.
It sounds
So
like
it
a
is
gay
a
bar.
gay bar.
Yeah, it's a gay bar if
well,
I've ever
you know,
seen one.
it is what you wanted it. You know, it is what you make it. You know, so home is where you make it. So basically, like this guy who also works in the industry, like, kind of walked up to her and talked to her for a second, and I was like, when he walked up to her, I was like, no, like I was coughing. I was like, don't do it, and then he kind of, like, after 30 seconds, he like looked at me wide eyed and was like, okay, and he like kind of walked away from her. She wasn't, and I don't want to be mean, but she was not a handsome woman. So, like, I don't know what it's like when there's, like, I understand that, like, when everybody's drunk and there's one woman in the bar, it's like fucking moth to the flame. Like, you just need to fucking talk to a woman, I guess. I don't understand. I've never had that need. I don't know if you guys ever had that need. I don't get it. I can perfectly just be alone, because, you know, that's how we're all going to die. So, basically,
I'll say it's relatable.
Yeah, it's relatable.
yeah. So he walks away, and then she ends up getting up and walking over to her, leaves her drink, and so starts talking to this guy. And she's like, she asked him if he, like, had a note. He's like, you're very interesting. I think you're an interesting guy. And he's just like literally just like not saying anything and just kind of like smiling at her blankly. And then she asked him if he got a nose job. And then she confesses that she had a nose job. And then she just started crying. And that's when, like, she had a tab open. It was 3:30 in the morning. I was like, okay, bar's closed. And I swiped her card. I put it down. And I just, like, stepped outside for a second to grab the, like, sign and the ashtray and shit and bring it inside. Also to have a smoke and also to get away from this fucking crazy woman. And so I come back inside. and like I guess I see him like kind of like he turns his phone light on to like he was I guess he was helping her like close out her tab, and she thought that he was like taking a photo of her credit card, so she starts like flipping out on him, and then,
Yikes.
yeah, and he goes close out your he goes like close out your tab, you nose job having psycho bitch.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Yeah. And then like he basically like she's like fucking flabbergasted, obviously, because she's like honestly she was fine when she came in, and she just flipped like as soon as she like
Had
whatever
that second martini.
Yeah, she took what was left in her second martini glass and threw it on him. And it just like went right past him, and he just said, "You missed me, you idiot! Go home! like, get the fuck out of here!" like she's just like, "Oh, I cannot believe this." And I'm like, "Whoa, guys, we're closed. Go home, please. Everyone, the bar's closed." And obviously, I'm like, "You two guys can stay," because I was friends with the guy who was saying this shit, and like he works in like a nice fine dining restaurant. He deals with fucking bullshit all day long. And he was really nice to this lady. He was trying to help her out. He was kind of consoling her. And then she just accused him of like trying to steal her credit card information. And so she was completely out of order, throwing her freaking glass. And then she he's like, "Brian, you know what? I'm out of here." And he goes to the door and he turns around and starts like acting like he's jerking two dudes off and go like, "Ah." Like yeah, and she's just she's fuming, and he walks outside, and I'm really trying hard not to laugh and be like respectful, because I'm like, you know, I know this lady, I know that she's a good person, but like also
She deserved that.
She deserved that.
Please get out of my bar. And like so like he walks outside, and I'm outside talking to him, and then she comes out with her cell phone fucking trying to take photos of this guy because I don't know what the fuck reason why. Like she was like trying to, but he starts dancing and smiling and like oh, none of those photos are gonna work, and he leaves, and then she turns the fucking phone on me trying to take my photo, and I was like, no. And I walk inside,
Nope.
I close the door,
Get out.
I lock her out.
Get out.
And she's like fucking banging on the door trying to get back in, and like I was like, that's fucking it. Like I don't care what kind of Yelp review you leave.
It doesn't matter at this point. Fuck off.
Ma'am, you should do dry January for sure. Like, you need to do a dry forever.
Yeah.
And maybe talk to
Just
somebody
don't come
about
back.
your issues, work through them. I get it,
Just don't drink until Trump gets reelected.
Jesus Christ. This is not a political podcast.
That's my last call.
This is not that's worse than what I said.
Yeah.
What, worse than rape?
I feel like talking about rape is more socially acceptable than talking about politics in a bar. I may be wrong. I'm definitely wrong.
Probably definitely wrong. Happens all the time.
But yeah, I mean that was my story. That was last night, and I got home at like 5:30 in the morning, and I just like it was a bit messy, and I can't wait to see that lady again, because you know what, she may need to do a dry January, but at least she came the fuck out. You know? She
supported.
She tipped?
Yeah, well, she did. I didn't actually put in her tip because I just figured that she just needed to just not come back. So I was like, I'd rather just absorb this not getting tipped and just have you not come back. Because what if she saw that she wrote like a $10 tip on like a $20-something tab. So I was like, that's a fucking really good tip for a crazy lady.
Yeah.
I probably would have taken the $10.
No, I should.
probably would've taken
In
$10
hindsight,
too.
maybe. But you know what? If she like complained, I just fucking
I would have been like, you
had a
signed
good
it.
time until you had a breakdown.
yeah. You're right. But I just felt like she needed to take that $10 and put that towards a psychiatrist or something.
I think they're more expensive than
Or
that.
some rope to hang her with.
$10 ain't gonna do it.
Yeah,
don't know.
that's a pretty cheap psychiatrist.
Yeah,
there,
or
so.
take that $10 and pay for like an attorney. Like,
Oh well, she'll probably need it though.
yeah,
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
If she's throwing her martinis at everybody, she'll probably need an attorney.
Yeah, I mean, that's the most rapeable thing I've ever heard.
All right.
All right.
On that note,
I'm sorry.
we're gonna put this thing to bed
Yeah, we're-
because
we're putting
before
it to
Brian gets us all canceled.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's what Jimmy said. Everything that was said about rape was Jimmy.
No, that's
No.
that's
James, shut the fuck up.
There's
the
two witnesses to this.
gingerbread man,
Yeah.
Brian O'Connor.
Anyway, thank you guys for this beautiful podcast. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And
At regulars_pod.
that's right.
We're working on those handles, by the way. We're
That's
trying to get
right.
rid of
Yeah.
those underscores.
We're gonna get it all up to speed
That's
one of
right.
these days.
Yeah.
Eventually, we may set up like a fucking
And subscribe to the RSS
Patreon
feed.
or something, or
Yeah.
something.
We'll
I
get
don't
some
know.
email lists together. So
Yeah.
we're going to start pumping out the content.
Maybe
Yeah,
if you know
these
what I
things
mean.
these things are free. So
Yeah.
I mean, right now they are.
They are
because-
free.
Yeah, but
They-
I
Brian,
mean, they're not free to
they're
us.
free.
They're not free for us. The beer we drink during the podcast costs money.
Yeah,
That's
we're
true.
not sponsored.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to sponsor us and send us some beers, we'll drink them.
Yeah.
yeah,
And we'll talk about you on the podcast.
Yeah.
that's
We'll
right.
mention your brewery.
We'll hype you up.
Yeah. Send it to the masses.
You guys have a good night, and we'll
see you next week.
Yeah, we'll see you in whenever the next time we do a podcast. 'Cause
Everybody
we
tip-
might get
Once a
canceled.
week.
Tip your bartenders. Go have a drink. You fucking sober fucks.
You reprobates, and keep drinking in January, shitbags.
Yeah.
Peace.
I love you.